welcome to my channel. I am Susan Oldroyd, transformation coach and certified professional life and business coach. I've been practicing for 6 years and I'm just so incredibly grateful to be here with you today. Thank you for stopping by. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. The reason I love coaching is as your coach, I believe that you're whole and beautiful and perfect. I'm not here to fix anyone because no one's broken. I'm also not here to say, oh, just do these 3 things and life will be perfect. I'm not the expert on you. You're the expert on you. What I'm the expert on is asking curious questions that pull out who you are and what you want. And one thing I do know from coaching for 6 years is who we are and what we want can become meshed with negative self-talk, imposter syndrome, and self-sabotage. If you are experiencing any of those, I have incredible news for you. You are 100% normal. You heard it right. You heard it here. 100% normal. I call it the inner Eeyore. We all have that part of us that thinks we're not good enough. Everyone else has it better. Everyone else has it easier. Everyone else, is able to achieve things that I can't achieve. Even myself. It took me 6 months to record this video. 6 months. I'm a coach. I do this work every day. We have blind spots. We have self-sabotaging. We have that negative self-talk. Who's going to want to listen to some old white chick talk? I'm hoping that I can really help people who are going through major life transition. And when I say transformation coach, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are going through major life transitions. Whether that is divorce, separation, a new job, a breakup, recent diagnosis, loss of health, loss of home, moving. These are all major life transitions and many more. And we all go through them in life, right? We all have moments where we're just in this crossroads and we need that little bit of encouragement, that little bit of a feeling of not being alone. So that's what I'm hoping to provide with this channel. I have coached over 600 individuals on one-on-one sessions. And what I do know is that incredible transformation can happen. I also understand not everyone can afford one-on-one coaching. So I want to provide this free resource for anyone who is interested in transformation, who is in those moments where they feel up against the wall. They feel like there's a glimmer of hope, but it's just hard to see. So let's get started, okay? So I want to ask a few questions and I want you to get out a pen and paper or type on your computer. I'll give you a few seconds to open up and I want you to write down this question. What do you love to do? What do you love to do? Now, some of my friends, when we're in these moments of transition, it's hard for us sometimes to connect with what we love to do. Also, I'm not asking you what you are doing. I'm asking what you love to do. For example, I love going canoeing with my 2 daughters. It is like one of my favorite things. They're goofy, they're silly, they love being on water just as much as I do. I'm out in nature. It just ticks so many boxes for me. When was the last time I went canoeing with both my girls? Probably like 2 or 3 years ago. So notice I'm saying what I love to do, not what I am doing. So I want you to write down what you love to do in life. It could be in work as well, life's calling. If you're having a hard time accessing what you love to do, try to think back to what did you love to do when you were a kid? Or maybe what are you curious about? I'll give you an example. I was very curious about art. I just didn't think I was creative. I thought, oh, I just don't have that gene. And my friend and I decided, you know what? We want to tap into that artistic side of us. So we started meeting every Wednesday night, about 10 years ago, actually. And so every Wednesday night we would meet in his barn. Called it Art in the Barn. And I didn't know that I could paint or draw or anything. I thought that was reserved for artists. I was curious about it and I dipped my toe in. Well, 10 years later, we're still doing it. It's fantastic. But I've also tried other things. Like, turns out I'm really bad at crochet, so, or I've worked in some places that just were not a good fit for me, but I tried it. I was open to it. So it's what are you curious about? What lights you up? What do you love to do? And write about that. Write that. Tap into that. The second question I have for you, if you want, you can pause. If you need more time to really explore that question, put it on pause. The second question I have for you is, what do you value most? Or what is most important to you in this world? Big picture stuff. We're talking big picture stuff. What's most important to you in this world? Most important. What do you value most? That could be another way of asking the same question. And not what you should value or what you should find most important. What do you truly find most important in life? It's a big one, right? When was the last time you asked yourself that? If you're having trouble accessing these thoughts and emotions, please email me. My information's down below with any questions, or put it in the chat. And maybe other people are having questions too. Don't be shy. I want this to be an interactive way of us working together. And my third question is, for those who know you best, what would they say about you? Those who know you best, why do they like you? Why do they hang out with you? And it could be like your dog. It doesn't have to be. Not all of us are blessed with a big, large community of friends or family. People who know you best, either through work or through organizations or your family or friends, what would they say about you? Why do you suspect they keep you around? Why they like you? So your homework is, I want you to really take a deep dive into this and really start to get to know who you are and what you love. And I want you to do one thing that you used to love to do and you haven't done in a while that makes you feel most yourself. Now, it doesn't have to be like spelunking in Belize. It could be something very simple. For me, it's usually something like I just feel most myself when I'm in nature. It could be just go take a walk outside. Now, it could be raining. It could be blowing a gale. It could be snowing. It could be 200 degrees where you live. Do it. Do it anyway. Why not? See how you feel. The second bit of homework that I want you to do is do something that you've been wanting to do for a really long time, and you've let that negative self-talk get in the way. So let's talk about that Eeyore, that negative self-talk. So I want you to think of some of the things that you say to yourself. What are the negative self-talk, that inner dialogue that often comes in? Um, for me in this video, I'll share with you. No one's gonna want to hear what I have to say. I'm gonna look too old, fat, you know, not attractive enough. Um, my background's not ideal enough. My camera's not great. All these negative things that come into mind. Well, I want you to write down what it is that holds you back. Now, I give you very specific, this is the negative self-talk that came up about this video. But, this is negative self-talk that comes up to me a lot in more recent years. It's normal. I deal with it. I choose not to listen. And one way of kind of knowing if it's your true authentic self or if it is that Eeyore is, I want you to imagine a really good friend, someone who comes to you for advice. And would you ever say to them the things that you just wrote down? For example, if my best friend Karen said to me, her name really is Karen, the poor thing. She's a sweetheart, but unfortunate name. Anyway, so imagine Karen comes to me and says, I want to start a YouTube channel. Would the advice I would give her, would I ever say to her in a million years, you know what, Karen, you're too old. You're probably going to look too old and too white and too fat on camera. You probably don't have the right background. Your camera probably sucks. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, I would never in a million years say that to her. First of all, it's not true. Second of all, it's not helpful. It's completely not helpful. It's not encouraging. It's not me. I would never say that. That's the litmus test to know if it's your authentic self or if it is this old part of our brain, the part of our brain that wants to keep us small and hold us down. And it's a useful part of the brain. It's Eeyore, right? Eeyore was trying to be like protective. It just doesn't serve us. It's not helpful. So I encourage you to try to separate, try to just acknowledge how often Eeyore is talking in your ear. So I'll give you an example. It might look something like this. I might look over this video and go, yeah, I'm so excited. I recorded my first video. This is great. I'm going to upload it. And then I look back on it and I start with the negative self-talk. Oh my God, am I that old? Like, geez, how many times am I going to push up my glasses? And is my posture okay? Like, oh, geez. Oh, that's not me. That's Eeyore. That's not me. I'm Susie Sunshine. I love being my true authentic self, showing up, inspiring others with my authenticity. That's not me. That's Eeyore. I don't have time for that. I'm going to post this video. Wrinkles and all. So that's the new dialogue. That's kind of a new way of breaking the habit. And it is a habit. Listening to that negative narrative and letting that narrative hold you back is a habit. It's like biting your nails. So creating this character, this like Eeyore character, is a way of, it's like putting hot sauce on your nails. Like, oh, geez, I didn't realize I was doing that. The Eeyore, it helps us to identify when we're doing it. I encourage you to tell the people who love you about Eeyore. if they hear you saying these things, have them joke about it. Like, oh, hey, Eeyore, not like in a punitive, like, stop being Eeyore, more jokey way, playful way. And then I encourage you to give, this is the tough part, man, to give love to the part of you that believes that. There is a part of me that believes I am too old, I'm too fat, I'm too boring white chick to have a presence, to have a voice. There is a part of me that believes that. And rather than beating myself up for that, I turn to that part of me with love. With love and compassion. And I really, see, I'm putting my hand on my chest. That tends to be where I feel like tightness or feel emotion. I can turn to that part of me with love and compassion and then bravely step into who I am, what I love to do, and what I value most. So homework, we talked about it before. Homework is I want you to do one thing that you used to love to do that made you feel most yourself, and go do it. Try it. See how it feels. Second is I want you to try to do something that you've been wanting to do for a while, but Eeyore has been talking you out of. Maybe you'll start a YouTube channel. And the third piece of homework is I want you to just notice how often Eeyore is talking in your ear. How often Eeyore is talking in your ear. Now, for extra credit, I want you to come up, once you've answered those questions of what do you love to do, what do you value most, or what's most important to you, and then what do the people who know you best say about you? Like, why do they love you? I want you to come up with a nickname for yourself, or a name that can evoke your true authentic self. So mine is Susie Sunshine. And I know it sounds super corny, but it's fine. I'm a little corny, so it's cool. I also love being outside. I love being in the sun, as made evident by my sunspots. I like to gain knowledge and then spread it out. I love shining light into dark places, both within myself and within the communities that I work and the individuals I work with. So Susie Sunshine is my kind of true authentic self. I wear often a circular, something on me that reminds me of who I am, sunshine. I have friends who give me things with suns on them. It's a reminder of who I am. So I hope that you found this useful, helpful. I want some feedback. Please don't feel shy about sending me an email or a message down below. I promise I will get back to you. It might take me a while, but I will indeed get back to you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.